Don't look now, but it's been another month. Can you believe it? We're all going to die. We're all marching towards death. Time goes so fast. I'm going to be a year older in a few days. I'm going to fucking kill myself. Oh, I wish I was still young. I wish I wasn't going to die soon. But anyway, here we are to reflect on June 2025 content and look forward to July 2025 content, question mark? But there's more than just content in these things. We got consuming, which I'm assuming is probably the most exciting part for everybody. Now, that's Mr. Entertainment to you. That's what you should call me, chat. Always and forever. Anyway, let's get into this fucking nonsense. Scripted videos, we love that shit. Especially this month, because there were indeed 2 videos uploaded in the month of June 2025. Our first back-to-back 2 upload months for this year. 2 upload months. Shouldn't it be month? No, months. I think that makes sense. And probably since 2020. I didn't go back and check. I remember last time I was like, when have I uploaded a video 2 months in a row or something? And I think it did go back to 2020 or something. Or maybe there was an early 2021 month where we had done 2. But 4 videos in 2 months. Now that's unprecedented. That's uncanny. That's unsportsmanlike, I believe. But anyway, we did do it. We're not going to kill ourselves. We did have back-to-back months. What were they? April and May? No, it would have been March and April. Well, we didn't have any uploads and we wanted to kill ourselves. We got off to a strong start. But here we are. 2 more videos uploaded. The first one was I'm just remembering. I've got to do my reflecting when we get to consumption. I got to rank all of my things I've consumed because we're into June and I'm doing them every 3 months. My goodness. Anyway, back to this. Isaac was not underutilized in The Last of Us Part 2, and what Crash 1 does better than the sequels? Any gamers? We're doing video game videos now. And the next video, and maybe the one after that's probably going to be a video game video too. And the one after that could be a video game video because we might go back to The Last of Us. I guess I'm talking about my future videos. We may as well skip this fucking nonsense that's already happened and predict the future. I am after this, hopefully. I mean, unless this goes like an hour and a half and I run out of battery. I will be recording the first, 2/3 of the next video script, which is going to be about the Donald Duck Crash Bandicoot clone, which is called Donald Duck Going Quackers. If you watch my my ranking video I did for January through March, things I consumed, it was on there. It was like number 11, I think. I was looking at the PowerPoint the other day because I have to make the new one. Old Donald Duck Going Quackers, what a video game. I think that's a good little clickbait thumbnail and it could do well. So that's the next video. Plus, there's kind of an interesting conclusion I came to while playing that game that I think makes for more than just a general review video, which the part of the video I have scripted has sort of become that, where I'm like, and then this thing happens, and that was pretty cool, and then over here, this thing is pretty cool. Then it depends. So neither one of these videos did very well. Neither one of them are at 1,000 views yet. Obviously, we had the big success with the Dina video. The Isaac video is sort of supposed to capitalize on some of that. I think it came out 3 weeks or 2 weeks after the Dina video. It's probably too late. It's also not about the TV show, which was popping at the time when the Dina video came out. The video is also a bit iffy. I don't know if my conclusion at the end makes a lot of sense or gets across the point I was trying to get across, which I think is a good point. I think this is in my notes somewhere, but I am happy that both of these videos have probably like 1 or 2 points in both of them that I think are actually good points, that are interesting and add to discourse and things people don't just always say about either one of these 2 subject matters. But anyway, so neither one of these videos did too well. The Crash video both of these videos have potentiality to shoot up, possibly. I didn't really have much expectation with the Crash video. I wasn't settled on a title until like the day of uploading. I think, what was the original title? It was Somehow Worse. What Crash 1 does better than the sequels is okay. It's like, what could it be? If I throw a video like that, I'd click on it because I'd have no idea what the fuck they were talking about. Turns out it's linearity, chat. Can you believe it? The original title, I think, was like, what was special about Crash 1 or something, or there's the standout quality of Crash 1 or something. Terrible titles. The Isaac one is a little weird. It's more of an old Kyle Entertainment title where it's sort of like a statement of... But you kind of don't understand the statement. Like, if you're not in on the discourse and you haven't seen those annoying comments like I have, you'd be like, well, I didn't even know people were saying Isaac was underutilized. I think Elite Arena's terrible reaction to the video, where he didn't say a whole word the whole time, just stole my content. I should have registered the copyright beforehand. Take this prick to court. He's rich, you know. But I think and he always questions this in my videos whenever I say there's an opposite opinion. He's like, well, I've never heard anybody say this. I'm a little idiot. But a lot of the audience could be little idiots, so you got to watch out for that. I guess the Crash 1 video also assumes that most people think Crash 1 is worse, and therefore it doing something better than the sequels would be interesting as like a clickbait. That's a pretty universal opinion in the Crash community, even more than Isaac. I wish he had more scenes, bro. He was pretty cool. That sort of opinion in the Last of Us Part 2 fandom. So basically, this is all built up to me saying, if the next video does well, there is a third Crash video I thought of, which is defending the vehicles in Crash 3, which I think would be a really interesting video. It's another pretty good clickbait video, I think. 3 Crash videos back to back, even though the second one is kind of not about Crash, is a little crazy. I have done this before where I did it with The Last of Us. I even did it with Devilman when we did 2 Devilman videos in a row. I did have a third Devilman video I wanted to write about tension. Which would have been a tricky one to write because it would have just been, remember when like the monster is like in Mickey's sink and outside her window when Silene is attacking the house? And the tension there is so cool, brother. And I don't know how I would fucking do that besides just like showing the panels in sequence, but I've done videos like that before. And then I was like, oh, I'll do it later. Like, let's do something different. These Devilman videos aren't doing too well. Let's pivot. Obviously, in that, there is some smart ideas, you know, diversifying. The next thing could be more popular, you know, that's a good idea. It probably wasn't at the time. Though, maybe Narrative Destiny might have been after that. I actually don't remember. I think it was actually probably either Black Sails or House of the Dragon. Crazy. House of the Dragon is another thing where I made one House of the Dragon video, then kind of pivoted. I think when I'm feeling something, which I'm kind of feeling the Great Crash Bandicoot right now, I should just do it until I just don't want to do it. It kind of happened with The Last of Us Season 2, where I was going to make another video, just sort of a bigger video about everything that's bad about the show. That was going to be the next video, but I just had no motivation to do this video, even if it probably would have gotten more views. I was like, fuck it. Crash 1 video instead. Also, I have been recording the footage for these videos, which has kind of been fun. I have like replayed Crash 1 and 2 in their entirety, and I have not put them on my media checklist because it seems a little extreme, even though I legitimately have on an emulator that I'm recording, played through all of the levels in all of the games. Well, not all of the levels because I didn't do the optional levels because I was just collecting footage. I gotta figure out how to get an N64 emulator because I'm referencing Mario 64 a lot in this Donald Duck video for like a whole paragraph, so I should probably have some footage, and I don't really want to steal somebody's footage. Whereas in the Crash video, I only set it for like one line, and I was planning on going and getting the footage and getting the Jack and Daxter footage, but then I was like, yeah, fuck it. It is a new world where like PS1 and 2 games specifically, and probably like definitely GBA games, I am confident in being able to record footage now, which means I can easily make videos about these games. If I had easier access to a PS4 or 5, I could just make those because you can record on that system. I know you can't do it on the Switch, which is pretty annoying. So video game videos are possible. Like, I'd make a Pokemon Snap video easy. I'd be like, this is the greatest. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. But yeah, so that's where we're at with this, with our gaming videos. I kind of want to make that Crash 2 video. I think it'll be fun. I love that fucking motorbike. Those motorbike levels, and every time you watch a Crash Bandicoot Warped review, they're always shitting on the motorcycle, and I just want to punch somebody. I just want to uppercut them. I just want to, you know? It's some not ASMR, onomatopoeias for beating people up. They don't like my fucking motorcycle. And the other ones are pretty good too. The jet ski's pretty fun. But we'll get through them. Ride the fucking tiger on the Great Wall of China. Sounds racist. Potentially is a little bit, but it's the best gameplay you'll ever get. I feel like I was building up to say something else, but, maybe we just forgot some things. So striking while the iron is hot, in motivation, that is. I haven't read the rest of the PowerPoint, but I guess the point down here is sort of talking about other future videos, so I guess I'll wait a little bit. Or should we strike while the iron is hot and talk about it now? Yes, let's do it. Let's put our philosophy into practice. There are other videos that are on the shortlist too. There is a One Direct priority video that I sort of have to think through making. Probably wouldn't do very well at all. It would be about how the show does character interaction with the 4 girls really well. Like, definingly well. Like, maybe the best thing I've ever seen do character interaction this well. Like, Sopranos tier well. It's like the defining aspect for what makes that show good to me, so that would be an interesting video. I would need to think of a good title and thumbnail, I think. Other than that, I was looking at the big Last of Us Part 2 video that I've always wanted to make. Well, not the big one, if you remember. Right at the time, I was going to make like this 7-hour Last of Us Part 2 video analyzing every little scene and stuff like that. There's 2, which is sort of, I've always wanted to talk about the opening sort of section where it was the wary tenderness between the Joel and Ellie's whatever scene and how Jesse and Dean are introduced well or whatever. I've sort of reformatted those into a bigger video about something about The Last of Us's quiet introduction or whatever, or something like that, where I would probably talk about the prologue. That would probably be like an hour and a half video. But the other video I want to make is a bigger, much more overall, like, complete analysis of Abby and Ellie and, like, what makes the game great. I'm more interested in making that one, but it would make a lot more sense for the other one to come first, though it could come afterwards as I'm thinking about it now. Because they are kind of about different things. The introduction is kind of about clever tricks and writing devices, whereas the other one is like big overhead thematic analysis. Both of these videos are like, well, not really. The first one's not entirely conceptual, but the Moth and the Firefly one, which is the big overall one, is still just like 2 pages of dot points of like vague epiphanies I've had about The Last of Us Part 2 that need to be like strung together, which I'm sure we'll segment into a bunch of little videos. So those are still on the table. I do want to do those. There is, of course, Pokemon videos that I want to get back to and Berserk videos. There's a million Pokemon videos. I don't know which ones to group them with and do first. There is the next, because we've kind of given up on the ranking episodes one for now. So the one sort of on the chopping block, there's another like small silly video that would be called like the wacky fake towns of the Pokemon anime, which I think is pretty good clickbait. And talks about like the non-game Pokemon anime locations from like the first season, which are all little wacky little towns with funny names like Gringy City. It's a pretty cool one. Or whatever. There's a bunch of little examples. That would be like a 5 to 10 minute video, just being like, this is crazy. You forgot about this in your childhood nostalgia. You forgot about this, didn't you? But I could pair with that a video about how the Pokemon anime is about filler or whatever, where it's like the whole Pokemon anime is filler. People who try to watch the Pokemon anime by skipping the filler are retarded. And the filler is, in fact, the whole appeal of the show, because it's just funny little situations for the characters to find themselves in, which is like a mass amount of the appeal. It is also like what 75% of the show actually is. But then also, I think probably, because I've done, the 2 Pokemon anime videos I've done are like the opening shot one, which is just sort of like a cheeky little video, and then like a background information on the show for whatever reason. And they both were sort of pinned together through talking about like abstraction in video games, kind of. There's supposed to be a third follow-up video about battles, which those 2 videos sprung out of because they were different segments of that original video. I've since shelved that video because I want to finish the Johto anime first. I haven't really talked about why I think the Pokemon anime is great. And I think a better video to talk about that would be the shitting on the Pokemon the first movie video. And talking about what makes this show great in comparison. So maybe that one should come before those other 2. Do we want to do 3 Pokemon videos in a row. There's also a potential Crash of the Titans video, which I have written down here. I am playing Crash of the Titans right now. It is one of my favorite games ever. It is my definingly favorite childhood game. It gets a lot of shit. So a big defense video for it, I think, doesn't really exist and would be pretty great. I was even on the Crash Reddit recently because I was trying to advertise my video. And one of the more recent posts was like a generic, like, tell me which Crash Bandicoot opinion is going to have you like this. And it's the guy from Tangled with all the swords around him. Except it wasn't that. It was something like that. And a few of them, it wasn't like the biggest upvoted ones, but a few of them were like, Crash of the Titans is actually pretty good, bro. You know, I don't get all the hate. There were other ones for like Mind Over Mutant, which is crazy. That game does suck. But I don't know. I'm going to get to it after I finish Crash of the Titans. And I've never actually finished it. So hold your fucking knives. But yeah. So that would be a good video. I would probably take a break. I don't want to do 4 Crash videos in a row. And that would probably be a much longer, more detailed video. I rewatched the Shame Crash Bandicoot 1 video. I think his name is Shugels now. He did the big Pokemon analysis videos that were like 9 hours and 11 hours or whatever. You might recognize him from such things. He did like a 45-minute Crash video where he's sort of like... The video is kind of like genius. I remember watching it and thinking it was good, but I rewatched it recently in preparation for making my Crash video that's already out because I wanted to see if like anybody had made this point before. I remembered what I was going to say earlier about different Crash points and talking about those videos a little bit more. We'll skip that. The video is kind of genius because he talks about each level individually. And what it sort of forces from the writing perspective is he has to talk about like something different for each level. And it's a good way to like talk about things and like segment it and for the video to feel like full. And also I realized he was almost timing how long each segment was to how long it took him to get through the level, which was like crazy, where it would like finish the level and it would be like, clearly he had the footage for the level, realized it took him like 1 minute and 50 seconds to beat the level. So he like timed this scripting to that and then cut it. There were times when he didn't do that, but the majority of the time I'm pretty sure he was. And that was like really impressive to me. And I'm like, oh, I could do that for like Crash of the Titans. Though the Crash of the Titans levels are like 6 or 7 minutes long each. So it's a bit of a different story. Did I talk about everything here? The next video will be the Donald Duck Crash Bandicoot clone. After that, there are a few directions I could go in defending the Crash 3 vehicles, which is kind of the plan right now. One Direct Priority, which is kind of on the back burner. Crash of the Titans is a good idea, not really. Pokemon anime we've talked about. Chainsaw Man is meta is what the appeal of Chainsaw Man is now. We do have to make that video. I am still relatively excited to make that video, so that probably will happen. I'm almost certain I can get this Donald Duck video out a week after the other video came out, and I would like to spiral that into momentum so we can, these videos don't take too long to make. We can jump around, and maybe if we get a video out one a week, then, we can do a bunch of these videos really quickly and really easily. Though some of them are much longer, right? The Chainsaw Man one would probably be much longer. Goodbye, Vinland Saga. I don't know. I was very motivated one night to do this. I haven't really thought about it too much since, but Vinland Saga is ending. It would be a good time to make a Vinland Saga video. I should probably do that. We'll see how my motivation fluctuates. And then we've also got Berserk. The Berserk video in mind at the moment is the Farnese family one / the royal family one. I talked about that a million times, so I think everybody's heard of that by now. I don't know, it's kind of on the back burner. I have a manga hole in my heart. And I did think about just doing Attack on Titan. So if that happens, there would probably be some videos coming out of that. Which would be good. I should do that. We will see. This middle point, 2 smaller videos once again, neither are quite as successful as our great Dina versus Ellie video. I do think, however, both include actual good points that I think are clever and are worth being pointed out. Isaac reflecting the misdirection in Abby's story and the boss placement in Crash 1, those were like my 2 favorite points. Because a lot of people say the Crash point about how when you progress through the game, your environment changes and that's like a thematic reflection. And that was originally kind of the point of my video too, and I was like, ugh. And then I realized the boss thing. I was like, oh, that's kind of clever. That's a new take on it. So I was happy I got to put that in. Plus also the talking about it being lonely and sort of the vibe being maybe what makes Crash 1 really good. And it's sort of very unique vibe. And realizing that that's all kind of born out of the game design, which is linearity. I like that video. I think it's pretty good. The execution of both videos could have been improved, however. Yes, the actual explanation of the environmental point in the Crash video is very wonky, and it was just because I rushed the script through and then I got into the car and realized it didn't make any sense, so I just sort of ad-libbed those lines. Also, I wasn't a fan of all of the narration in the Crash video. The Isaac video is also sloppy. I really should do another draft of the scripts afterwards, because how the scripting process usually works is there's like an outline, then you script it through once. It's absolutely terrible and just meanders. And then when you go back through, you sort of remember what your plan is. You're going to go through each paragraph and rewrite it up top, and you're going to do it paragraph after paragraph. But at some point, you like skip that. You're in like paragraph 3, and you just start typing, and you start remembering, and like the order of how it actually should function like comes to you. It's like a weird little situation. And so it sort of does the outline for you. It would probably be best to like look at that and then go back through it. And I never really do it because I'm like, this script is pretty good. It's good enough. Let's just do it. Or is it probably like there's probably structural things in both those videos where it should be like, this should be pointed out, or there should be a reiteration here, or is this even like reflect the main point of the video, etc., etc. Now you can do a tangent and then just put a joke at the end and like a self-aware thing, and it usually works. But I don't think I did that in either one of these videos, so whatever. Both videos could be better. And at the bottom, we have the great footy ENT, maybe next season, question mark. We are missing. Save Version 3 is coming up. There are some good stories going into it. I could do something. I probably won't be, though. They picked Josh Papali'i again, guys. That's epic. He's awesome. We should make a video about that. I did have a thought on that today where it's like, so basically there's a very big game coming up for people who don't have context. An older player who had retired from rep football has been called out of retirement to play in this game. This has happened before. There's mirrors to an older story, a very famous football story, very different context, very different positions. But I had a thought today about, should I do, because basically the video would be talking up this guy and being like, man, he's epic and he deserves it and all this stuff or whatever. The problem is if I make it before the game, he goes out, he has a terrible game and Queensland lose. Then the video kind of seems retarded in retrospect and you look like an idiot. And especially in like the more sports community, if you make bad predictions like that, they do make fun of you a lot. Because there is like consequence here where it's like, oh, you know, this guy clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. They went out and lost. So then do I do it after the fact? Like if they win and he plays well, do I do it afterwards? But then after, like, doing a video before it and as a build up to the game, like helps hype and excitement and feels really cool. And it definitely will like hit emotionally or resonate emotionally more with an audience that way, which was the original Footy NT video I came back with, the first essay I did about the Panthers Storm Grand Final. Was like that. It like came out like a few hours before the game. And that was kind of cool. And then it like made me analyze as the game was going on, like where this will sort of fit in history or whatever, because that's what that video is about. It will also bolden my investment in the game. Now, obviously, it's a Save Origin game. It's the most invested you're going to be in anything in your whole life. But like, I'll be specifically like, come on, Josh, fuck them up, go well, so I look smart in the video, which could be a fun little dynamic. I might do this. I'm kind of talking myself into it now. Fuck the main channel. Let's throw it off a cliff. We were on a roll. Fuck you. Footy NT's where it's at. I haven't even checked that video, that channel in a long time. I have no idea what the views are like. Maybe a video like Skyrocket or something. I doubt it though, because all of the videos I've made, I guess except for the Ben Hunt one, was sort of for a very distinct period in time. Though the Ben Hunt story seemed like it wasn't doing too well. If Jockey Bacon's watching this, here's an update. He, like, the team he was doing for started well, then they sort of fell off a cliff a little bit, and he's currently injured because he did his hamstring. He's about to come back. He's been out for like 6 weeks. And in the 6 weeks he was gone, they've kind of come good again. So it'll be interesting how that story develops. I could definitely do a callback to that later in the season. We gotta get on Footy ENT, damn it. So many videos to make, so little time. Anyway, we've talked about scripted videos for a whole long ass time. Thankfully, the big part that's usually in these PowerPoints is not going to be too big this month. So 5 unscripted videos were uploaded to secondary ENT this month as of Monster. Oh, this is a note I was supposed to take out. This is like for me as I'm doing the PowerPoints, checking in on like the 20th of the month, and I'm like, so the count so far is 5 with Monster. So you don't have to count everything again. You just have to count from the Monster video, which I'm pretty sure is the most recent video uploaded on secondary ENT. So it's still the same, which is 7 less than last month. A bit stagnant. Hey, go back. The secondary ENT was definitely not a focus this month. Spoiler alert. Streams kind of were a little bit more, so that probably took away from that. These do definitely cannibalize each other. I'm not certain that they do cannibalize scripted videos, though. Like, as we said, I got 2 videos out in this month, and I read the entirety of Monster, which is kind of crazy. We're not up to that, though. Also, it's sad that the 2 videos would just be a +0. Like, I didn't even improve. But anyway. Also, 0 ordinary RE appearances. This was a terrible month for review discussions. We didn't do any of them besides the chapter review stuff, which is boring. But the 5 videos there were 2 Chainsaw Man chapter reviews, a Vinland Saga chapter review, and a mid-season monster review. That's only 4, so there must have been 3 Chainsaw Man chapters. That usually is 3 a month, I think. Last month we had a big one. This month I think we probably will have a bit more. Like I think there's 4 that have to happen anyway, because I have to do a monster review. This is going up. I've got to do the ranking everything I've seen. And there will be a Chainsaw Man chapter in the next few days too. So we got a lot of shit for this month. And then there will be a Vinland Saga finale review. So that's 5. And that's not even counting what else I'll think of. So yeah, I don't know. Chainsaw Man chapter reviews, same as always. Vinland Saga chapter reviews. It's the second last one. We didn't expect it, but it is. The Monster mid-season stuff obviously came out of nowhere. I do like that video, though. I think I did an okay job talking about Monster there. Nobody really gave any counter opinions. And my view on Monster is basically exactly the same as it was back then. So I don't know how much this full series review is really going to be too interesting, but we'll see. I'll have to think that through and do it relatively shortly. I successfully procrastinated Cowboy Bebop with Bacon a whole nother month. There was no ongoing watch-throughs this going on either. This is true. I didn't watch a lot of Cowboy Bebop. I think I watched like 3 or 4 episodes the whole month. I just watched Speak Like a Child. My goodness, what a fucking episode. We should make a Speak Like a Child video. But it would just be like a, regrets, bro. I've had a few. So has Faye. No, it's so sad. It'll be like, man, you ever get that feeling that Cowboy Bebop resonates with you? Or it would be a terrible video. Could be fun. I'm talking myself into making that video now. Add it to the pile. And we didn't do anything else. Like, we were teasing doing Evangelion, but I wanted to do it after Bebop, and then Bebop was procrastinated. And Jockey Bacon has let me know, which I haven't updated the PowerPoint yet, but I know on this fight. Jockey Bacon doesn't want to do anything until Vinland Saga is over, because he's decided he is going to make a video. I don't know if I'm leaking. I don't know if he's announced that anywhere. Because originally when I talked to him about doing Goodbye Vinland Saga, he wasn't going to do a video. He was like, yeah, I'm really busy, and this is sad. Which means I'm assuming he has basically no free time. So that means, and obviously Vinland Saga comes out at the end of the month, so no Cowboy Bebop this month. So I've started harassing Elite RE. We should do, and I still haven't asked Mia if we can do a just Mia and Kyle one. I should DM them right after this. I should remember that. I probably won't. Somebody leave a comment reminding me. So yeah, that's not even going to happen. The PowerPoint acts like it's definitely going to happen this month. It's probably not going to happen. There was really nothing interesting about our secondary ENT uploads this month because I guess we were more focused on streaming. Spoiler, true. Evangelion discussion soon? Probably not, because I'm pretty sure Jockey Bacon wants to be a part of that, which means not happening until at least next month. I really need to get on top of Cowboy Bebop. No, you don't. Lies. Maybe me and oh, I already said that. Sopranos, Mad Men, Boardwalk Empire pitch. No, I did talk about this on stream where I was like, what if instead of all of us doing all of them, what if I separate them? So each one of us does a show in a different pairing. Me and Jockey Bacon do The Sopranos. Me and Mia do Mad Men. Me and Alita do Boardwalk Empire. I was thinking through that. I don't know. We'll see. I'm still pitching Naruto to dumbass Elite. This is true. I did do this today. He has not responded to my newest pitch, where I said, we can just do like an arc and then take like a 3-month break. It doesn't really matter. Which I think would probably be the best way to trick this fucking idiot into doing it. Now, there's a possibility that he just watches the Great Naruto and is so in love with it and doesn't want to stop. Now, that would be pretty epic. But yes, review discussions are interesting. Me and Alita will do something. I don't know if it'll be another short anime or if we'll do some movies. I might pitch Love and Pop and Ritual to him again. Because doing the movies with... we should just do 2 movies like that every month. That's an easy thing we could easily do. Like we did with Anora and Conclave, because that was really fun. Preferably, like... It is a lot of fun when it's stuff we haven't seen. Because it's like, oh, what are we going to think? Is Leo going to be stupid or is he going to be smart? We'll have to find out. Something will happen. Cowboy Bebop's not happening. Evangelion's probably not happening this month. But me and Elite will do some things. But that's really unscripted. I don't have a lot planned, really. I went through the plan of the videos that I have to do. Other than that, there's not a lot of go-ahead. I think I will do another YouTube videos thing. A bunch of YouTube videos have come out. I watched a philosophy tube video the other day that was actually pretty good. The most recent one she did. I liked that one. I could talk about that. We'll see. There's something brewing on that front too. I still haven't caught up on Berserk 2, so I should probably do that at some point. I did catch up on Heavenly Delusion, and then I decided I probably aren't going to make a video catching up because I don't really have things to say, and I didn't want to do a PowerPoint and go back through the chapters. That sounded like a lot of work. But I probably, when the next chapter comes out, maybe I should just do that chapter review and like shoehorn all the other stuff into it. Anyway, streams! 6 streams happened in June, plus 6 from last month. That's massive, that's big. Not quite the improvement I was flexing, huh? Like on the last thingy, that's pretty funny. I got jokes. I don't know, I wanted to stream more this month. Leave me alone. It's true, I just felt like it. That's why there was more streams. They were more of the same. We tried to react. We did some quizzes. We yapped about videos and consumption. These are all true things. The monster video that I uploaded to Secondary into was a stream segment, so that's big too. I don't know if I'll stream equally more. I'm still waiting to move out to stream better. When that happens, we probably will become a streamer because, you know, nothing can stop me now. We can just react to the longest videos. We can do 12-hour react streams. We can do 12-hour Pokemon run and bun attempts. We can do live debates and discussions that can go on as long as anybody wants. All crazy things. All possibilities. Which I'm probably going to try and make a reality relatively soon. Now we're into media consumption. What happened this month before we get into what we were planning last month and what our plan is the next month. 5 things consumed and listed in the month of June, which isn't that much, but the breadth of the things, I think, speak for themselves. We had Tyre Season 2, which feels like ages ago. That was only a month ago. Kind of makes me feel good because it kind of feels like things are happening. Tyre Season 2 was great. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is an 11-page short story that I get to put on here. I feel I'm cheating. Pokemon Coliseum we beat. What a great video game. Crash Tag Team Racing. We got back on top of the Crash stuff. Isn't everybody excited? That one's been there for like 2 months. We finally did it, and we're already like more than halfway through Crash of the Titans. How exciting. We're nearly up to the PS4 Crash games, and then we can do games I haven't played before. I'm excited. And we did indeed. The crowning jewel achievement, maybe even more than uploading 2 videos, was that we somehow, for whatever reason, that came out of nowhere, I don't know if we read all of Monster. I don't know if last week, I was going to say this wasn't even considered last time we were doing a PowerPoint, but I want to say maybe on the PowerPoint I had a little line about, I've been thinking about Monster recently for whatever reason. They're probably not, because it was that one YouTube video. I talked about this in a bunch of my streams, if you want more context. That made me want to read Monster and read I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Both of which was supposedly the scariest stories ever. Neither one of them were really scary. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream was it's terrifying because it's like torturous and evil. It's not really scary. And Monster's not scary at all, so I don't know what that video was talking about. Johan, bro, do you see Johan in your nightmares? No, that's retarded. He's a little twink. Anyway, I'd beat Johan up in a fight, easy. So yes, that was crazy. 162 manga chapters. They're not the shortest manga chapters. Monster pulls you in. You just got to read it, even if you don't even like it that much. It's crazy. But yes, true. Down quite a bit in numbers from last month, but Monsters is 162 chapters, so I win in the end, kid. True. Quit shit talking. Also, Ties is a bunch of hours, and Pokemon Coliseum. We had started that last month, but that's like a 20-hour game, and it took me like a bunch of attempts to beat the end. Crash Tag Team Racing is probably like a 7 or 8 hour game. These are pretty cool. Also, I beat Crash Tag Team Racing for the first time. Didn't get credits because, I don't know, I think you might have to do 100% to get credits. But I beat that fucking game, okay? Ongoing consumption. There really wasn't a lot of ongoing consumption outside of these things, though. 2 episodes of Apocalypse Hotel, I think. Because I've watched 3 in total, and I think they were both the second and the third with this month. Apocalypse Hotel is okay, you know, I don't see what the big deal. Everybody, Heath especially, but everybody else on Twitter thinks this is the greatest show of all time. I think I'll probably try and keep watching it. It did finish, so my grand plan of getting a lead RE to watch it, and we were going to do it right as it finished, has failed. I saw that the 12th episode was out, but I'm not in a hustle. I don't want to force myself to watch it too quickly. So we'll see on that front. I probably did 1 or 2 missions of Fire Emblem GBA. True, that did fall off a cliff a little bit. I know, they made me play as a boy. What the fuck? Do they think I'm going to play as a fucking boy in Fire Emblem? This is fucking gay. We don't like this. Give me the girls back. Though characters did start showing up again, so that was kind of cool. I probably will get back to it. I know that game is like very long. I'm like, oh. Maybe if like it was just this guy, I could push through it, but I don't know. I'll probably get back to it. I need to make it soon because that game has a lot of like towns and shit you're supposed to remember, and I'm like, oh, I don't remember this relationship to this relationship or whatever the fuck. I do kind of like the story in the game though. It's very simple, but it's very cute. It's very mission focused. I've started Crash of the Titans. I'm more than halfway through it now, though some of it I played today, so we can't chalk that all up to last month. I watched a few episodes of Cowboy Bebop, that's true, and the Pokemon anime. I have seen 3 Pokemon anime episodes. The 2 Whitney battle episodes and the Ash on the radio. I don't know. I'm not too motivated. Like, I'm not watching a Pokemon episode every day like I kind of want to be, so, you know. The motivation is a bit middling for that one. And I did catch up on some Heavenly Delusion chapters. Can you believe we're going to put... Next month, we're going to have the Great Vinland Saga on the media checklist. It's truly a sad time. It's a monumental occasion. It sure is something. But here we have the things we made no progress on, our little shit list. You know, we suck. I suck, you suck. None of us ever finish anything. And we do have our first cross out. I don't think this was on last month's, but I have no intention of really getting back to The Simpsons season 1. I think I probably should just skip to like season 6 or whatever people say the really good one is, because it was kind of fun. In making this Donald Duck video, I do kind of really want to watch DuckTales. I think I watched like 2 episodes of that one time, but that would be really fun. So, you know, crazier things have happened. I might watch like all like 70 episodes of DuckTales or however many there is. I think there might be 90 in the whole next month. You never know. Heart of Darkness and Blood Meridian, we didn't make any progress. I have keep looking behind me. I have thought about doing them recently. Like Pokemon Heart Gold is like, I'm pretty sure we're crossing this out. Like, I'm not getting back to this. My DS is so fragile, a bunch of times I'll make progress. I won't have saved in like 15 minutes. I'll bang it against something and it's like, oh, fuck me. Also, I do have to play Pokemon X or Y, which will probably be Y, before the new game comes out, which is not too far away. Mario 64 is getting further and further in the background. But there is a bigger Crash video I want to make at some point that requires me finishing Mario 64 and probably Banjo-Kazooie. So we better get to that and hurry up. Final Fantasy IV, we only ever just started. I was just getting a tease for that. So it's kind of in the background. When I think about it, I am like excited. So that's pretty good. Cowboy Bebop, which we did make progress on. So I don't know why this is here. This is a mistype. K-On! Is getting further and further in the background. And I watched One Direct Priority, and it kind of did the interaction thing better. K-On! Watch out. Lotus War is further in the background. Heavenly Delusion, the anime, is super far in the background. Zombie 100 got cucked by fucking Monster. We'll have to see on all these things. My favorite things we consumed in June were everything. I think everything I consumed was 4 stars. I could rank them. I think yes. I think probably I Have no mouth and I'm a Scream is probably my least favorite. I do really like Crash Tag Team Racing, but it's probably next. That and Ties are kind of equal. Ties Season 2 was really good, though. It was a big improvement. Pokemon Coliseum, I've come away from Pokemon Coliseum loving it. Like more than I ever have. So that's always been like at least a 3.5 star game. It's probably a 4 star game for me now. And Monster is 4 stars, even though it sucks, It's pretty good. No 5 star things though, so that's a little sad. We want to get some 5 star things every month. Crash of the Titans being played right now, that's definitely 5 stars. This was our slide from last month where we had a consumption plan. Basically, I was trying to clean up a bunch of things. I wanted to finish Fire Emblem GBA. We didn't do it. Pokemon Coliseum will definitely be finished. It was. Look Outside. I made maybe a little bit of progress on last month. That probably should have been on this slide over here. That's getting further and further away. So with some Crash games, which we did do. We have gotten back on the Crash thing. Final Fantasy IV will not be finished, and I'm not really feeling Mario 64 either. Cowboy Bebop with Bacon should be finished. Yikes. Maybe Evangelion, I hope to be continuing Apocalypse Hotel. Kinda. I started the Pokemon anime up again. True. Oh no, that means I only did 2 episodes this month. Tai Season 2 was coming out. I wasn't even sure if I was going to watch it, but I did, so that's pretty good. I don't really have a bunch of things I'm excited for at the top of the agenda right now, which is true, and that's what Monster took advantage of, which is very much the same for our plan for July. I don't really have anything in mind right now. Besides doing Crash stuff, there's nothing really jumping out at me right now saying, read me, watch me. So yeah, it's a very open season. I could be swayed by videos. I think I am gonna I'm gonna go through my video essay playlist and I'm gonna see what are some vague things that seem like they're gonna talk about a bunch of different manga, and let's watch it and maybe one will stick out to me. There's nothing really that stands out to me right now. Last month, Monster wasn't even on the agenda, so who knows what will happen. There's obviously a lot of ongoing things I could clean up. The Crash stuff is back on the agenda, true. Evangelion and Cowboy Bebop are the group agendas, except neither of them are happening, I'm pretty sure. I've been thinking a lot about Steins Gate recently. It is true. Now, me and Bacon are supposed to be doing Steins Gate after we do Bebop, but what if I just watch it now and just take my notes and I'll remember it for when Chalky Bacon jumps on the thing? I know if we both watch Steins Gate, though, we will just never finish Cowboy Bebop, which is annoying, because whenever me and Bacon have done any individual things, which I think has only ever been the Berserk reread, we dropped it after 1. So let's not do that for Cowboy Bebop, right? We have to have discipline. We have to reject Steins Gate until we are finished. I did make a massive list of manga and just started opening tabs on Mal. You just got to go on impulse. True. There is I did write down 50, not 50, probably 25 manga. I got up to the 450s on Mal. I was Evangelion. I could read the manga for that. I could finally read Black Lagoon. Then I was I opened Hellsing, and I opened Soul Eater, and I opened Fruits Basket, and I opened a bunch of Blame, Golden Kamuy, Vagabond, 20th Century for Boys, which looks like shit on Weeb Central, so I'm probably not going to do that. Just a bunch of different manga. Manga's pretty cool, bro. The one that is sticking out to me, the ones are Evangelion and Black Lagoon. I think I would like to do those. We're going to do Evangelion rewatch soon, which it would probably make more sense to do it after that, but doing it leading into that could be interesting. And I looked at the title page for the first chapter was the Ray image cut up into 4s from the opening, and I was like, oh, it's so cool. And it looks really cool in the manga and stuff like that. Oh. Let's do it. We'll see. There's also Black Lagoon, which has currently has a whole arc past where the anime is and stuff. I opened Beastars. I opened a bunch of other things. So who knows? We'll see. Checking in with our goals. This fucking PowerPoint is finally over. I was rambling in this video. We talked for a long time. 50,000 subscribers. We're still not at 10K. This goal is, getting increasingly into the background. Maybe we need more than just more videos to this. True. We need, popular videos. We'll have to see. And even then, like I was on some channel recently that had like a back-to-back a bunch of like 100K like view videos, and they had like 36,000 subs or something. So I'm like, even if I have a bunch of really successful videos, I don't even think 50K would be realistic. But who cares? That just means channel is successful, which the videos with a lot of views will help with. Improved output, we did that. Surely at least 12 videos this year. True, we're up to 7 out of 12. It's just become the 7th month. So we were ahead for a few days of the month counter. I'm pretty confident. I'm saying it now. There's no way we don't hit this goal, right? We'll see. Better ideas, a little bit. We did have some good ideas in these last 2 videos, like I talked about. I kind of made another Last of Us Part 2 video, which this is under the Making the Legacy videos tab. We haven't made the Chainsaw Man one, but we'll get to it. Making an actual gaming video with my own recorded footage is kind of a step forward too. True, that's something we always wanted to do, and we have done it now. So, you know, we're making a little bit of progress. Missing my final quotation marks here. Why is the mouse not showing up? On the Free NT one, that's sad. You know, what a big typo. That's pissing me off. And I just have "oh well" written for our Footy NT ambitions, though I might have talked myself out of it during the course of this PowerPoint, so that's scary. But that's our whole little PowerPoint. Yeah, I think I've said everything I need to say. We'll be back next month with another PowerPoint. Look forward to all the great secondary ENT, the Kyle ENT, maybe even the Footy ENT, and the streams. All that content. You just can't wait. Anyway, get the fuck out of here. Support links in the description below. Thanks.